Your creatine is not building muscle. Your magnesium glycinate is not working. And if you are a man over 50, this is silently destroying your gains, your recovery, your testosterone levels, and your sleep quality every single day. Most supplement videos will not tell you this because they want you confused and keep buying more. But today, I am exposing the hidden reasons your creatine and magnesium glycinate are failing you, and the shocking fix that nobody in the fitness industry is talking about. This is not another basic supplement review. This is the real science behind why your supplements stop working, why your muscle growth has plateaued, and what high-performing men over 50 are doing differently right now to maximize creatine absorption, boost natural testosterone, accelerate muscle recovery, and sleep deeper than they have in 20 years. If you want my free 30-day workout plan, comment the word active right now. If you want my free dietary plan built specifically for men over 50 who want to bulk up and build lean muscle naturally, comment the word ready. I also dropped the best creatine I personally use in the description, so go check that out. Now stay with me, because what I am about to reveal in this video will completely change the way you supplement forever. The cellular gate nobody told you about. Here is where things get wild, and I need you to pay very close attention because this is the part that makes supplement companies nervous. Most people think taking creatine is simple. You scoop it, you dump it in water, you drink it, and your muscles blow up like birthday balloons. Beautiful fantasy, terrible reality. Here is what is actually happening inside your body that nobody is explaining to you. Creatine does not just waltz into your muscle cells like it owns the place. It needs a specific transporter protein called SLC6A8, also known as the creatine transporter. Think of it as a bouncer at the most exclusive nightclub your muscles have ever seen. And here's the kicker. This transporter can become downregulated. That means the bouncer goes on break. The door closes. Your creatine is standing outside in the rain, holding its little protein shake, going absolutely nowhere. A study published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that continuous, uninterrupted creatine supplementation can reduce the activity of this transporter over time. Your body literally turns down the volume on the receptor that lets creatine in. So you are spending money, taking your 5 grams a day like a good student, and your muscles are looking at that creatine through a locked window saying, "Sorry, we are closed." Now here is the part that gets really interesting. And this connects to the magnesium glycinate issue I am going to blow your mind with in a minute. But first, let me tell you something about creatine timing that almost nobody knows. Researchers at Nova Southeastern University discovered that taking creatine immediately after resistance training resulted in significantly better body composition improvements compared to taking it before training. Why? Because post-exercise, your muscle cells upregulate that SLC6A8 transporter. The bouncer comes back from break, opens the velvet rope, and suddenly your creatine has VIP access. Your muscles are literally more receptive to creatine after you have damaged them with training. The micro tears create a biological urgency, and your cells open every available door to pull and repair materials, including creatine. So if you have been taking your creatine first thing in the morning with your coffee while scrolling your phone, congratulations. You have been giving VIP supplements a general admission experience. But wait, because this transporter issue is actually connected to something much deeper, and it has everything to do with a mineral deficiency you probably do not even know you have. Keep watching because this next part changes the entire game. Why your magnesium glycinate is betraying you at the molecular level. All right, let us talk about magnesium glycinate, the darling of the supplement world, the one everybody recommends for sleep, for muscle recovery, for calming your nervous system after your wife asks you to assemble furniture from a Swedish company whose name you cannot pronounce. Everyone loves magnesium glycinate, and for good reason. It is one of the most bioavailable forms of magnesium. But here is the problem that almost no one is discussing, and this genuinely shocked me when I found the research. Your gut has a set of transport channels called TRPM6 and TRPM7. These are the primary gatekeepers for magnesium absorption in your intestines. Think of them as the customs agents at the border of your body. Now, a groundbreaking study published in the journal Physiological Reviews revealed something extraordinary. These transport channels are heavily influenced by your body's existing magnesium status, your sodium intake, and get this, your insulin sensitivity. If you have any degree of insulin resistance, and studies show that nearly 50% of adults over 40 have some level of it without even knowing. These TRPM channels become significantly less efficient. Let me say that again because I need it to sink in. If your blood sugar regulation is even slightly off, your body's ability to absorb magnesium drops dramatically. You could be taking 400 milligrams of the finest magnesium glycinate money can buy, and your intestines are saying, "That is cute. We will take about 30% of that and flush the rest." You are essentially paying premium prices for a supplement and getting economy results. But here is where it gets absolutely fascinating. And this is the connection point that ties creatine and magnesium together in a way that will make your jaw hit the floor. I am going to reveal it, but not yet, because there is one more critical piece of this puzzle you need to understand first. There is a cofactor relationship happening in your body right now between magnesium and something called adenosine triphosphate, or ADP. Now, you might know ADP as your body's energy currency. Every single muscular contraction, every heartbeat, every thought firing across your brain runs on ADP. But what most people do not know, and what I did not know until I dove deep into the biochemistry literature, is that ADP does not actually function properly without magnesium. In fact, ADP in your body does not exist as free ADP. It exists almost exclusively as a magnesium ADP complex. The magnesium ion binds to the phosphate groups of ADP, and without that bond, ADP is essentially a sports car with no engine. It looks impressive, but it is not going anywhere. Now, creatine's entire job in your body is to regenerate ADP through a system called the phosphocreatine shuttle. So if your magnesium levels are suboptimal, your ADP production is compromised. And if your ADP production is compromised, it does not matter how much creatine you shove into your body because creatine cannot regenerate a molecule that is not functioning correctly in the first place. See how this web is connecting? But there is still one hidden reason I have not revealed yet, and trust me, it is the one that changes everything. Stay with me. The stomach acid conspiracy your supplements cannot survive. Now, I am about to share something that might genuinely upset you, and I apologize in advance, but you need to hear this. There is a silent epidemic among adults over 40, and especially men over 50, that is single-handedly sabotaging almost every supplement you take. It is called hypochlorhydria, and it is the medical term for low stomach acid. And before you say, "Well, I have heartburn, so clearly my stomach acid is fine," let me stop you right there because that assumption is one of the most dangerous misunderstandings in modern health. Research published in the American Journal of Gastroenterology found that up to 30% of men and women over 60 have significantly reduced stomach acid production. And here is the cruel irony. Low stomach acid can actually cause the same symptoms as high stomach acid, including heartburn, bloating, and acid reflux. So millions of people are popping antacids, further reducing their stomach acid and creating a supplement absorption nightmare. Why does this matter for your creatine and magnesium? Because stomach acid is the first gatekeeper. It is where the breakdown process begins. Magnesium glycinate, despite being a chelated form, still requires adequate stomach acid to properly dissociate and begin the absorption cascade through those TRPM channels I mentioned earlier. When your stomach pH is too high, meaning not acidic enough, the glycinate bond does not release properly, and you get reduced bioavailability right from the starting gate. For creatine, the story is slightly different but equally devastating. Creatine monohydrate in an insufficiently acidic stomach environment can begin to convert into creatinine, which is a waste product. Yes, you read that correctly. Your expensive creatine is literally turning into biological garbage before it ever reaches your muscles. A study in the Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences demonstrated that creatine degradation to creatinine is pH dependent, and as stomach pH rises, the conversion rate increases. So picture this scenario, and tell me if it sounds familiar. You wake up, you take your magnesium glycinate. Maybe you take a proton pump inhibitor for your heartburn, because your doctor told you to. You drink your creatine with breakfast. You head to the gym feeling like a responsible, health-conscious adult. Meanwhile, inside your body, your low stomach acid is converting your creatine to waste. Your magnesium is passing through your intestines like a tourist who never stops to visit the attractions, and your muscles are sitting there, depleted and confused, wondering why you keep promising gains and delivering nothing. It is a biological comedy of errors. except the joke is on your wallet and your muscle mass. Now, here is a practical fix that almost nobody talks about. A tablespoon of raw apple cider vinegar in 4 ounces of water, taken about 15 minutes before your supplements, can temporarily increase stomach acidity and dramatically improve the absorption environment. Some functional medicine practitioners also recommend betaine hydrochloride supplements for people with confirmed low stomach acid. This one adjustment alone has been reported by researchers to improve mineral absorption by up to 40%. But listen, I have been building to something this entire video. There is one final hidden reason that ties everything together: the master switch that controls whether your creatine and magnesium will actually work or continue to fail. And I am about to reveal it right now. The master switch, the hidden reason everything fails without this. All right, you stayed. You are loyal. You deserve the truth. Here it is. The single most overlooked factor that determines whether your creatine and magnesium glycinate actually work is something called your cellular hydration status. Not just drinking water. I am talking about intracellular hydration, the water that is actually inside your cells, not just floating around in your bloodstream, making you run to the bathroom every 45 minutes. A landmark study from the University of Connecticut's Human Performance Laboratory found that even a 2% reduction in cellular hydration decreases creatine uptake by a staggering amount and impairs magnesium-dependent enzymatic reactions across the entire body. 2%. That is a level of dehydration so mild that you would not even feel thirsty. You could walk around all day feeling perfectly fine, with no dry mouth, no headaches, and your cells are operating in a state of silent dehydration that is blocking everything you are supplementing with. Here's why this happens. The creatine transporter SLC6A8 that we talked about at the beginning of this video is a sodium and chloride dependent transporter. It literally requires an optimal electrolyte and hydration environment to function. When your cells are even slightly dehydrated, the sodium gradient across the cell membrane is disrupted, and that transporter loses its driving force. The bouncer does not just go on break. The entire nightclub shuts down. For magnesium, cellular dehydration is equally catastrophic. Magnesium is primarily an intracellular mineral, with about 99% of your body's magnesium stored inside cells, not in the blood. When cells are dehydrated, the aquaporin channels that regulate water flow into cells become less active, and the co-transport of minerals, including magnesium, slows to a crawl. So what is the fix? It is not just drinking more water. That is the mistake everyone makes. Chugging a gallon of plain water can actually dilute your extracellular sodium concentration and make cellular hydration worse through a mechanism called free water clearance. What you need is strategically mineralized water. Adding a pinch of unprocessed sea salt or a quality electrolyte blend to your water ensures that the sodium-potassium pump, which is the engine that drives water into your cells, has the fuel it needs to operate. The protocol that I personally follow and that aligns with the research is this. I drink 16 ounces of water with a quarter teaspoon of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon 30 minutes before I take my creatine and magnesium. This primes the cellular environment, optimizes the sodium gradient for creatine transport, supports stomach acid production for proper breakdown, and ensures that when those supplements arrive at the cellular level, the doors are wide open. This is the master switch. Cellular hydration is the foundation that everything else is built on, and without it, you are building a supplement protocol on quicksand. Now remember, I linked the best creatine I personally use in the description below. It is the one that has consistently delivered results for me, and I would not recommend it if I did not believe in it completely. Go check it out. And if you are a man over 50 who is serious about transforming your body, comment the word active to receive my free 30-day workout plan, and comment the word ready to get my free dietary plan designed specifically to help men over 50 bulk up and build lean muscle. I created these because I genuinely care about this community, and I believe age is not a limitation. It is a launch pad. If this video opened your eyes, smash that like button, subscribe if you have not already, and share this with someone who is wasting their supplements right now without knowing it. I will see you in the next one.